In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the clutch release bearing on a 350Z. So yeah guys, welcome back to the channel. As I've just said, we're going to be replacing the clutch release bearing on a 350Z. This is a 350Z with a VQ35DE engine. I'm pretty sure all the gearboxes are the same to some degree, but if you want to know, this is for just the DE engine because that's what I've got. If you've been following along with the channel, you know that the engine is currently out because it's being replaced because my old engine decided to go a bit smoky, and I thought while we're in there, I'm doing a new clutch, so it's always good practice to replace this as well, because my old one sounds like this, whereas this one actually sounds like a bearing should. It's really simple. You don't need a lot of tools. I don't think you really need that many, any proper tools at all to do this, apart from obviously if you've got the gearbox off the car. I'm not showing you how to take the gearbox off. I'm just showing you how to replace this part. So yeah, let's jump in because it's actually quite simple on this car. Right then, guys, this is the 350Z's 6-speed manual gearbox. It's a CD001 gearbox. It's out of a DE engine 350Z, and I think these are on the 350Z from about 02 to 06, but don't quote me on that. But for reference, it's a CD001 gearbox, and the part we are going to be concentrating is this part here. Now, as you heard earlier in the video, that throw out bearing, release bearing, whatever you want to call it, is gone, or it's going. It shouldn't be making that much noise, and it's a really simple thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is just clean out the work area, just so we've got a nice area to work with. Just quickly guys, the reason for the cleaning is just, if you haven't worked on this sort of stuff before, the dust that comes off the clutch is quite toxic. It's not very good for you. So it's just best practice, give it a bit of a clean in there, just so you don't get it on your hands and stuff. Like, it'll still be grubby, but it's not going to have all the loose flakes and everything. So now let's get on with actually replacing this part. So guys, back here, you've got this whole system assembly here made up of a few parts. You've got the throw out clutch release bearing itself at the front. There's a stay pin, like a safety pin. You've got this clutch release fork. You've got the actual sort of bearing part itself that slides up and down on the input shaft of the gearbox. The fork, and behind it there's a pivot ball. And what you want to do to begin with, you should be able to do it by hand, is take these two pins and push them back, and it should allow you to ping off this from the clutch fork, like so. A closer look, this is the setup itself. You've got obviously the throw out bearing, which sounds absolutely dreadful. The housing part, I don't really know what this bit's called, but it's sort of where this sort of sits on. There's obviously this safety stay pin, which you can take off if you want to. I would recommend for this next step like that, and just leave that to one side. And then yeah, basically what we need to do is release this bearing from this housing, and you don't need any special tools. Lucky to have a shop press. This does make this easier, simple, whatever, but you don't need one, so I'm going to show you how to do it without this specialist equipment. What you need to do is suspend the whole thing in between two pieces of wood or bricks or whatever you've got, so the edges are hanging. And you take a socket or some kind. I've got a 30mm socket here just for reference, which you can put on the top like that. And you then want to basically just bash this out. It eventually starting to come free. If it is giving you a bit of trouble, try using some penetrating fluid just around the edge, just to release that tension. And there we go, guys. That is the release bearing, throwout bearing separated from this piece of housing. Now, just off camera, I'm just going to give this a quick clean up, and then I'm going to show you how you can put the new one of these back on. What I find just helps a little bit, just a tiny bit of grease, lithium high temperature grease, if you can, around this piece, just helps that new bearing seat on there nice. And now we can show you how to put it back on. This piece down, and I'm going to take my new bearing, which obviously is nice and quiet, and I'm just going to place it over the top, and hopefully she should be nice and central. You then want to take a piece of wood, place it over the top, and very gently you'll see that it is starting to go on. And there we are. Eventually it will go on nicely, because you want it to butt up against this. Doesn't need too much force, just needs a bit of hammering. Just make sure it goes on nice and straight. That grease should help it seat, and naturally, as you can tell, that's already a hell of a lot better. So obviously, with all things in cars, there's naturally a few things you can do to prevent wear, damage, all that sort of stuff. If you pull the clutch release fork forward, you'll see this pivot ball bearing on the back. I'll just tilt the camera just there. Little dab of grease on that. Little dab of grease on the splines here, little dab of grease around here, and it obviously needs to be like a high temperature lithium grease. You don't want too much, you just want enough that it sort of slides on nicely and sort of allows it to go back and forwards freely. So I'm just going to do that now. I find it's easier to sort of do the circlip, stay clip, while you're out here like this, and then you want to just reattach it by bending the pins forward onto the clutch fork. Like so. Should just clip in place. I'm not saying that's the correct way of doing it, but it seems to be the way that I've made it work in the past. Attach, you can pull the clutch fork through and line this up on your splines. Get it seated nice on its position where it should be. And then you can simply just test what it should do by basically pushing the fork back and forwards. It should just slide nice and backwards and forwards, and this inner piece should spin freely. And that is it. That is all that thing does. And it will sit on the release pivot bearing like so, and just go backwards and forwards. And that's all you need it to do. Guys, like I just say in all my videos, just make sure that everything is nice and tight and it's all back exactly where it was, which this appears to be, and just check, like I did a minute ago, just check the operation of it. It should be fine. But that is how you replace the clutch release bearing on a 350Z with the CD001 gearbox. So there we go, guys. That is how to replace the clutch release bearing on a 350Z with a DE engine with the CD001 gearbox, which is the one we've been working on. Really simple, really easy. The part itself is cheap as chips. The clutch obviously is going to be the most expensive part, but usually the clutch kits either come with them, or if you do buy a second hand or like a new one, an aftermarket one, then they're not that expensive at all. Really simple, really straightforward, and obviously it's just preventative maintenance, because even though my clutch felt fine and it drove fine, obviously that bearing was gone because it was really rattly and gritty and all that sort of stuff. And that's a bad bearing. It's years old. It's probably never been changed. car's 23 years old. It's just preventative maintenance. It's good to do those sort of things. If you've got the gearbox out, you might as well do it while it's out, because it's just easier than doing it when it's back in the car and then going, oh, I wish I'd done that, I need to do it, because it starts making a chattering noise or whatever. So guys, I hope you found the video informative. I hope it's been good. I hope you can do it yourself. Leave me a comment if you can. Don't forget to like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. We're well on our way to 10,000 subscribers. And I will see you in my next video. Keep enjoying your crusty, rusty, modified 350Zs or whatever you're modifying, because cars are fun. They're not really. They're hateful things. But it's what we do, and it keeps the old ticker going, doesn't it? So yeah, see you in my next video, guys.